Talk about Flowable and the most open intelligent automation platform. So you will learn why Flowable is open and why it is the platform of choice for you. So today you're going to learn what we have on the roadmap, what we have presented that actually makes Flowable the most intelligent automation platform. So why is Flowable the open platform? Flowable is the open platform because we believe in open source, open standards, open deployment. Why do we believe in open standards? Why do we feel that the power of today's applications, especially when it comes to low-code apps and other apps, lies in standards? First of all, because standards are mature. So we see the BPMN, the DMN, the CMN standards. They are very mature standards. They are almost over 10 years old on the market. And that allows you to really plan and build your application on very mature standards. The standards itself, they're also very complementary. So you can mix and match what we believe in to create cases, to create processes with different types of standard, but they work together because they come from the same standard body. Next, those standards are stable. So there are no big changes or small changes. So it's more like an upgrade to the standards, but not really changes to the standards. Also, those standards allow us to have a big community, so which we are very proud of, to have our open source community, but also to have other communities which embrace those standards nowadays. It's about collaboration. It's not like programming language, those standards, but it's really something you can use to collaborate with business and the IT, create fusion teams, and make sure everybody understands the same thing and really use those standards throughout your enterprise and not just one department, so to say. And we believe in those open standards, and we as Flowable, we are also supporting that. We are really into this BPM community. We are supporting that community, be it in universities. So we have many universities which are using Flowable, which are teaching Flowable inside, and we have launched our own certification and self-training program, which you can use to learn about Flowable, but also about the standards on the market. So besides the open standards, which we believe and which we implement, we are also a very, very open platform because we believe in open source. So why open source? I think the best answer is here because open source is our DNA. So Flowable is rooted into open source. And since day one, we have provided our engines as an open source code, which is Apache licensed, which gives you the possibility to use the code and build meaningful products or automate your business. And we believe really into this equilibrium that open source code for open standards. This is why we have a very big community. We are very proud to be one of the best known open source projects in BPM. So we have more than 10,000 people in our community that day by day contribute. We have been started around 7,000 times by the people, which likes our repositories. We have 2,500 people which have forked. The forks sometimes are even big organizations that build on Flowable their applications. We have 2,500 pull requests. That is people contributing into our platform. And that shows that with open source, what we do with that community that you see on the numbers, you can really create a flywheel. And that flywheel really drives technology innovation and business innovation. We benefit from the open source community because we get an improved reliability. So the community is very eager to use Flowable under different circumstances. It drives adoption because it really allows people to use Flowable. Just download it and use it. It accelerates innovation. So we have got many ideas or even pull requests into Flowable. So that technology innovation in open source helps us basically to be the steward of the open source project. So really to help maintain and run the open source project by providing an open core model, providing paid support for enterprise customers, and also a SaaS deployment option, which we are happy to announce as of today, which is already live, that allows the open source community to embrace SaaS for their needs. So with this flywheel, we were happy in the last years to push out different releases. And I'm very happy to report we have released Flowable 7.0. Flowable 7.0 builds on the latest Java technology. It builds on Spring Boot. It builds on Java JDK 17. And with the release 7.0, we have also launched our first design cloud. So that is a full-fledged, up-to-date SaaS product, which allows you to model things for free. So you can sign up and use it. It's a new, redesigned, completely rewritten designer, which is based on React, which basically incorporates all the knowledge we gathered in the last few years by customer feedback, by other feedbacks through technology improvements. And we are happy that we were able to provide the latest and greatest design tool for you, which is a full-fledged process editor, a case editor. It provides you a form editor, so you can literally automate your business in a very low-code way. So I can just encourage you to go to cloud.flowable.com. You can run the design edition. That is unlimited, so you can literally design the entire time, all your process and cases. You can also try the Flowable Work Cloud Edition, because the Flowable Work Cloud Edition is our newest offering where you can run and deploy your workflows. As always, we will stay true to allow customers to download Flowable and use it on-prem. So we will stay to our principle that we want to have a perfect cloud offering. At the same time, we want to ensure continuous releases, which you can download and manage on yourself. Besides the cloud to run things, you can also learn about Flowable. We have a very good e-learning platform. We have a good training platform. So I can really encourage you to just try out today, go to cloud.flowable.com and register yourself and then start using the new Flowable design. But talking about Flowable and being open, Flowable also supports open deployments. So besides open standards, open source, we also believe you should have the choice in deploying into environments what you want. So Flowable has really increased and stepped up the deployment options that you have. So you can develop on our free cloud edition, which is managed by us. You can use our new SaaS offering, which we launched. You can run on your cloud, so what we call the customer cloud. So this gives you all the possibilities and choice, so where and how to run Flowable. And I can encourage you to watch the talk today about Flowable in the cloud, where you can learn how we basically build a shared SaaS model to run Flowable and to run your applications on that. We plan to have a global rollout with SOC 2 compliance by next year, so you can also run your critical workloads inside our cloud edition. So besides of the standards, the source code, and the deployment options, we also believe in open APIs. So Flowable has already a very powerful service registry to integrate services. But with the new Flowable release, we will make the service registry even bigger and more powerful, because it will allow you to use open API definitions or OData definitions and create services even easier in your application. So then interacting with services for orchestrating, for consuming or writing into services becomes much easier. So you will learn today, there's a hyperautomation session where you will learn how to integrate RPA, IDP, and other services into Flowable using, for example, open API. So I can encourage you to watch our hyperautomation session today at the FlowFest. But we even go one step further, especially if you run in the cloud. It's always the question, how do you integrate services for which you don't have a public API? And this is the next level of our service registry. You can run your custom services through an external worker integration. And this is really the next step of Flowable, because it allows you to basically run service tasks on multiple programming platforms. So we support Java, we support Python, JavaScript, and .NET. With that, you can run your process orchestration in the cloud, but at the same time, you can integrate your services or you can execute service tasks with the external workers, which is really powerful. That helps you to integrate Flowable or orchestrate in even more use cases. Also here, very happy that today we're going to announce the more details on this. And this is what you can see what's new in Flowable in the talk of Thijs today. So with that being said, so Flowable as an open platform, there's one thing that is really important on top. It's about data. So openness is good, but you also, whenever you integrate services or get the data into the system, it's about how you manage that. And Flowable is an early believer that data is one key component inside the process orchestration, because data is the difference between only having BPMN or other standards as a documentation model or to execute. We believe that the difference between an executable project or only a documentation product lies in the data. So you have the model, you add data into that, and then you get to an executable model. And this is where Flowable already released in 3.13 and 3.14 different features with a very powerful data dictionary. So this is the way how we basically support the user to work with structured data that allows you to work with data so you can model your customer, you can model the account, you can model any object you have, and then you can work with processes and cases on top of that. At the same time, we are also very strong in unstructured data, so you can upload your documents into the system. I'm happy to share that we will bring a SharePoint integration. So that allows you to create content out of Flowable, store it in SharePoint, or at the same time, incorporate content from SharePoint into your Flowable processes. We will even go one step further. You can expect from us an intelligent document processing integration in the next releases, so that you can even work on those unstructured documents and create structured data out of that. So this makes Flowable powerful with our way how to build enterprise applications, which are very process-driven, and the data, you can build powerful applications to drive and automate your enterprise. If you want to learn more about this, I can encourage you to really get into the talk, Data as a First-Class Citizen at Flowable. So this gives you the powerful tools to work with that, but it even goes one step further. So as I mentioned, you can work with data, so you can create, you can read, or you can update the data. But I think this is only your execution capability. But the question is, how do you get better with data? And this is the next step, which we are bringing with our next release. You can improve your organization with the data. So you can run analytics. We will have a new analytics dashboard. You can create your own dashboards. You can create your own queries to understand what your data delivers and to improve your flows inside the organization. On top of that, improving is one thing, but ensuring compliance is the other one. We will deliver a full SLA support to make sure your service level agreements are met inside the process. If you want to learn how to improve with Flowable and how at the same time to enforce that your SLAs are met, I can encourage you to watch the high-scale work management session for Flowable SLA and analytics, which you can watch later today. So next one is with the data. As I mentioned, we have already a data dictionary feature in Flowable. So that means you can build data models, you can define those. You can define what is a customer, what is an invoice inside your system. I'm very happy to share that we are bringing that dictionary feature to the next level. So we will allow you to create data dictionaries by integrating enterprise applications like Salesforce. So you can pull in the data catalog of those systems and then build workflows and processes on top of that and use it inside Flowable. So there is no need to create those dictionaries on yourself. We are very happy to start with the Salesforce integration in the winter, and for next year, we will continue in providing other integrations during the year that allows you to really orchestrate processes on top of enterprise systems. So that's about data. But the next thing is, once you have the data, once you have the process in place, the question is, how can you work on that? And there's two ways to work on that. And of course, today there can't be any keynote without talking about artificial intelligence. So Flowable is investing a lot into that. And you have seen already that we had certain webinars, we have published certain things on how to work with AI. And I'm happy to share the efforts and the work we have put into AI in the last few months and the plans for next year. So first of all, our understanding for AI is there's a generative part, so you can generate things. You could, for instance, generate process models, you can generate case models. There's a conversational aspect, so you can do certain conversations with your end users, or a predictive aspect, so you can use prediction-based things to automate your workflows. So all those three qualify as an AI, but the level of automation for the end user in this case is really more on the predictive side, while the generative and conversational side helps to offload certain tasks. The predictive side really automates a full end-to-end automation. So let's start with the generative AI. And this is what you will learn today during our talk today, Flowable AI applications, or real-life AI with Flowable applications, which basically tells you, you can use your application, you can use Flowable design, which supports BPMN, CMN. But the question is, do you need to model everything on yourself, or why can't we just generate that? Even today, we use whiteboards or other tools to basically draft a process and then use it, or provide industry knowledge, so use some sort of documentation. And how would it be if we could generate a model out of that? And this is where we are pushing today to really move away from a pure play low-code tool, which is already very powerful to model things, into the next level application development using AI techniques. I'm very happy that today Yoram and Valentin will present how that runs and what our ideas are. We will push out next year already the first features that will allow you to generate applications using AI. So the next piece is, how can you get from communication to automated conversation? This is also where AI can help. And we have shared that already in the past. If you have Flowable as a running system where your organization collaborates and you have your end users, and how can you basically drive a conversation? We have already invested a lot in the past. We have supported chatbots. We have different type of AI models, which basically helps to guide the user. So not every end user request ends up in a process or a case the moment he approaches the company. With that, we were able to really drive down the support costs and other things for our customers by using conversational AI, so that basically Flowable is already the first agent answering to the end user, and only if the conversational AI piece is not able to fulfill the task, it creates a case or a process of that. This is very powerful, and we have shown that on certain webinars, we have shown that on certain customer projects. The last piece is about prediction. So how do you make a predictive API? So from execution to predictive automation, and there Flowable has already started with machine learning and other techniques to basically work on the AI side to further automate your enterprise. I can encourage you outside of FlowFest to watch our 2 webinars, Unlock AI Readiness and ChatGPT, which all talk about other things, but I highly recommend for today to get to the talk. So the power of artificial intelligence is one thing, but one thing that does not change despite the times of AI is human intelligence. And this is where Flowable has been strong and will stay strong. So how can Flowable and human intelligence work together? Or how can Flowable best support human intelligence? And this is the way where we continue to develop our things. And with Flowable as a platform, the central orchestrator in your enterprise, you are able to use your employees to work with the platform to automate things. But the main question is, how do you integrate your end users or end customers? And Flowable has always been very strong in DXP platforms. So you can take Flowable integrated on your website, on your DXP platform. We have customers where the journey for the end user already starts at the website by onboarding on a bank or by onboarding a patient in a hospital. Already from the website offering, the process starts, and it is not needed to start it afterwards, very disconnected from the website. So Flowable forms for DXP. We also have a Flowable mobile app, which we are very proud of, which allows you to model all the pages and then run it in a native mobile application. And we have Flowable Engage adapters, which allows you to use WhatsApp, WeChat, Line, and other messaging tools to work with that, because that basically connects the humans together to work on a process orchestration platform, which is a 360 platform to integrate everybody into that. And with that being said, the Flowable mobile app, I can highly encourage you to check it out. We have a version for the App Store. We have a version for the Play Store. Like I mentioned, you can go and model the flows with our Flowable design. You can execute them, and you have one form definition, you have one page definition, and run it on any platform. This gives you the choice to run Flowable on any platform with any type of users. So Flowable, this is the latest news of Flowable. But we are very proud to share that Flowable, since the last 5 years, we were able to attract more than hundreds of customers on different continents on a worldwide scale using a variety of industries. And I'm very happy that since FlowFest has started, we always had customers presenting what Flowable has done. And today it's no different. I'm very happy that 3 customers are presenting on the FlowFest. And the first customer is in the healthcare area, where the potential for automation is very huge. It is, especially after the COVID crisis, we have shown more and more that automation is paramount so that the healthcare system can focus on the patient care and not do repetitive tasks. So today we have our partner Digital Workforce presenting a flow which is about treatment of cancer patients, especially the aftercare. So the coordination of the aftercare treatment in the hospital of Helsinki. So we are very happy that Digital Workforce will tell us today how they have done that to basically do cancer treatment of their patients. The next customer we have is also a very exciting story. It's how to basically create an investment management case. Triodos, a bank of Europe, basically will show how to create or how to map a complex case management process and run it within your organization. This is about complex processes, human-in-the-loop processes where complex decisions are done. So I'm very happy to have Triodos here and to see what they have done with Flowable during their session. The next customer, which we are very proud, which actually joined Flowable during the COVID crisis, is Kindred Credit Union. It's a customer of Canada, which is showing how to automate the entire enterprise. So they started very small. They just took a few days to automate the first process, and then they scaled it up throughout the entire organization. So I highly recommend to watch their talk, how to automate the entire enterprise, because our belief for the next years is that Flowable is the central nervous system that combines human and artificial intelligence to automate your business. This is our mission. This is our belief, to make enterprises today powerful using process orchestration techniques. And I'm very happy that today we have a very good program, and I hope that you will enjoy FlowFest. And today, Rob Koplowitz, he's a former Forrester, and Paul Holmes-Higgin, the Flowable Fellow, will talk about the critical role about process automation to drive your competitive advantage. And then I'm also very happy to present that we have Paul Vincent from Gartner that shows us the trend from his view on hyper-automation and what you need to know about the future of automation. Enjoy FlowFest, enjoy our conference. Thank you.